from?
As some of you probably know already, we returned to Australia from Tonga a while ago now. We've had a lot of questions about what it's like living in paradise, the highs and lows, so we thought we'd do an episode to sort of wrap things up in Tonga, and yeah, I guess we'll start with the highs. Michael, what were your highlights?
Definitely for me, the diving was phenomenal. As a spearfisherman or any lover of the ocean, really, you can't beat Tonga. It's just has everything you want. Big fish, clear water, usually pretty warm, amazing marine life, whales, whale sharks, everything. It was unbelievable. One particular highlight for me was hunting dogtooth tuna, favourite amongst spearfishermen. It's been a huge quest for me chasing these fish for the last 10 years. I did manage to get my biggest in Tonga so far of 40 kilos. We were diving locally off Nuku'alofa, probably within the first month of arriving in Tonga. And our big cannons were actually in a container on the way, and this day was just going off, coming up to the front edge of the reef. We had giant, 50, 60 kilo GTs coming up, big Malabar cod coming up to the surface, stealing burley. We saw a marlin, wahoo. The whole day was just going crazy. And as we were approaching this front edge of this reef, there's a few dogtooth tuna swimming around. And I dived down and I saw Rowan. He was off in the distance lining up on a doggy that was coming in. And it was just out of range for him, and it came in towards me. And all I had was a reel gun. I was clipping my belt reel on as this doggy was coming in. I went to extend the gun and I noticed that the belt reel line was wrapped around the handle of the gun. So as I leant down to adjust it, I looked away from the doggy, and that just piqued its interest even more, and this fish just came from already being a close range shot to like almost point blank. So I got to put a really good shot on. Luckily all the cards lined up in my favour, and the doggy actually turned around and just swam out into deep water, spooled me pretty fast. Fought him on the belt reel. I had everyone beside me. We just swam after it. The only thing that was really going to stop it then was sharks, which luckily didn't really show up till right towards the end. I sent Jess to go get a float, and she swam all the way back to get a float, and then by the time she came back exhausted, I didn't really need it. I already had the fish up.
Yeah, thanks.
We put a second shot in it, and stoked. 40 kilos. Yeah, whale sharks. Not a common visitor to Tonga, so I was lucky enough to actually swim with them on 2 occasions. You actually get a dorsal ride on them both as well, which is awesome. In crystal clear water, surrounded by good people, one on my birthday and one just on another day, diving out of Nuku'alofa. Beautiful animals, massive.
I think the bottle would have been a highlight for you too, wouldn't it?
The bottle was cool. The same day I actually saw the first whale shark on my birthday.
Good present.
Yeah, the day before I found a bottle on the beach, put a message in it, threw it out at the volcano on my birthday, and then 3 months later, washes up in Fiji on this other guy's birthday, and he emailed me, and we got another separate video going through the whole story of that. The whales during whale season are unbelievable. Everywhere you look, from July till about October.
I think so, yeah.
There's just whales everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. In the end, people are like, oh, you want to jump in with the whales? And you're like, no, let's just go spearing. You do definitely get really spoilt. It's not hard to swim with a whale in Tonga. You could swim with one every day if you wanted to. But to come across one that really acknowledges your presence and really interacts with you, that's what you strive for. That's what we got this day.
'cause I'm free. Take the air that I need. Focus all of my pain. Dive deep beneath the waves. I once was lost, now I am safe. Down here beneath the waves. I once was lost, now I am safe. Down here.
What was your highlights?
I think without a doubt my highlight would have been the rough-toothed dolphin. One of the other boats called us and said, oh, hey, we've been diving with this whale for an hour now and they've got a limit on it. So he said, you might as well come over and check it out and see if you can get a dive in. So we came over and he said, oh, you know, by the way, there's also dolphins here. And that's when the skipper got really excited. You could see the little pack of dolphins on the surface. And I've jumped in and there were whales there instantly. And I was like, oh, awesome. They've swum past. And then I've looked down and I could see the pod swimming under us. And I've dived down with them. And I thought I'd get photos of the dolphins first because, you know, I'll see whales any other day in Tonga. So I've gone down, got all these awesome photos with them, and then I've turned around and swim back to the surface and there's whales cruising past me, and I just thought, this place is nuts. It's such a wild place and it's untouched. There was one other boat there and this is just happening every day out there. There's so much to explore. Two seem to always be escorting the group, so they'll come check you right out. I had one blowing bubbles, which I thought was a sign of aggression at first, but then it started like knocking the bubble with its nose, and then it grabbed this jellyfish and started chomping it in front of my face. And it was just so cool being there, and they're just playing around, having fun. It's a real interaction. You're not just sightseeing, you are part of the environment. It's like you almost become a fish for a very small second. They've got these funny little bendy necks and they look up at you like this. When you leave the dock in the morning, you have no idea what you're going to see. And when something like that happens, you've got to really enjoy that moment. I think we've got underwater covered. It's good. So
It's amazing.
yeah, it's amazing. Some of the best diving we've ever had in the world. So we'll definitely be going back there soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to tune in to next episode where we continue to wrap up our time in Tonga. We'll share how we found living and working in Tonga as a Palungi. Until then, aloha.